天下之大，真是无奇不有。
I know very little of the Legend of Condor story, and my prior knowledge is only from my younger years watching the Legend of Condor TV series, but that was way back, so my memory is a tad hazy. The Legend of Condor has been adapted countless times and the story itself is considered a classic. Hark was the ideal choice to bring in the film to the modern audience, having been instrumental in bringing some of the most classic films to the big screen. Once Upon a Time in China, The Swordsman, A Chinese Ghost Story, Detective D, and so on and so on. Sadly, with The Legend of Condor, it seems that Hark has dropped the ball. The film is very bad, the pacing and story is all over the place, and the plot points skip by so quickly, making every emotional beat feel hollow. The Legend of Condor is a complex story with various warring factions and political intrigue at play, but Hark never delves too deep into the conflicts. The Legend of Condor sees the Mongol army and the Jing dynasty at war, and caught in the between is Guo Jing, who has been raised by the Mongols, and also caught in between is his love interest, Wang Rong. Guo Jing and Wang Rong parted due to a former misunderstanding, and Jin sets out to find Rong and make amends. Wang Rong possesses the all-powerful Nine Ying manual, and it is said who learns this secret will become the ultimate master of the martial world. West Venom is in pursuit of Wang Rong, who happens to be rescued by the Mongol party. Both Jing and Rong end up in the Mongol base, and it is decided that the Mongols will attack the Song dynasty since they refuse passage for the Mongol army. Jin is against this, and he takes a stand against his adopted Mongol family to protect the Songs. The romance between Guo Jing and Wang Rong happens so quickly and there's no build up to the moment. It just happens and they are madly in love with one another. They eventually break up and it's even more random and out of the blue. Jing thinks that Rong's master has killed off his masters and he gets really worked up about it. And he tells her that he never wants to see her again. Then the next scene we find out that one of the masters is alive and he informs Jing that it was not Rong's master who killed the others, and he immediately regrets his decision. All this happens so quickly and it's like Hark sets up one plot point and then resolves it immediately. Matters only exemplified by how exposition heavy everything is. A lot of times things are divulged to the audience via narration opposed to shown. Jing's masters are killed, but we are told this and we never see them being killed. In fact, they are faceless entities. The Mongol leader Khan has various sons and we are told they despise Jin, and during a moment where Jin has to demonstrate his leadership skills on the battlefield, we are again only told about the outcome. There's also a love triangle, but this too is weakly developed. The daughter of Khan is heavily in love with Jin and they are soon to be wedded, but Jin refuses and says he's in love with another. The two girls having already met each other and eventually finding out about one another's love for the same man amounts to relatively little. They have a brief fight and then are interrupted, and then nothing much of it afterwards. The ending battle is also very strange. During the Mongol attack on the Song city, they are halted in their tracks by West Venom, who happens to have mastered the Nine Ying manual, despite being given a muddled manuscript. How he's mastered the manuscript we are not told, but we have to just buy into it. Also, he attacks the Mongols despite having no real conflict with them, which is baffling. It feels like only a tool in having a battle between Jin and West Venom. Hark is no stranger in infusing CG in his films, being a pioneer in Hong Kong for incorporating, at that time, cutting-edge visual effects in his classic film, The Legend of Zhu Mountain. His subsequent films such as Detective D Trilogy, Flying Swords of Dragon Gate, and his role in The Thousand Faces of Dunja all have heavy CG usage, and here is no different. The Legend of Condor features very little in terms of martial arts skills, and a heavy dosage of people throwing their arms about or spinning wildly in the air, and a vortex of CG follows. The film actually has very little in terms of action, and when they do happen it ends very quickly, though I would have to compliment the wire work on display, which is very impressive. The power levels on display are very conflicting. We have thousands upon thousands of soldiers, but one individual can sweep in and demolish everyone in one swoop. This then begs the question of why one would need a battalion of soldiers if martial arts masters can do this. Also, the ending where West Venom easily destroys the Mongol soldiers, it raises the question of why the Mongol soldiers are so feared, considering the world is filled with martial arts masters. There are also moments of stupidity laced throughout the film, like how the Mongols find out that they have intruders among them, but they never do anything about it. In fact, they continue as nothing has happened. Then they are startled when they get a surprise attack. Then there's Rong, who's captured by the West Venom. She literally sat on top of a cliff, and she even states in her narration that she was careless. Or how Rong throws the all-important manuscript to West Venom and tells him that it's the legit thing and he buys into it. Xiao Shan's fanbase is huge and they don't like people criticizing their idol. Sadly, I have to be honest and state that he's really a blank slate here. It's not that his performance is poor, but he has very little character development. He's just this all-round good guy, and despite his allegiance to both the Song and the Mongols, that conflicting side of him is never fully explored. As with Zhuang Daifei, she is fine as Huang Rong, but the way her character is written is rather poor. She is supposed to be this witty and intelligent individual, but she hardly comes across as such, with only the occasional moments of smarts here and there, but not enough. Tony Leung, as West Venom, overplays his character. He's just this evil villain who wants to be the greatest and nothing more. He is suspicious of the others in his team, but that never amounts to anything in the end. There was a moment that I was caught by surprise and I actually felt chills, and it was when the original Legend of Condor score swelled up, and it gave me a sense of nostalgia. Other than that, the score is serviceable, but nothing too compelling. In fact, there are moments where it has to do the heavy lifting, especially when emotional beats of the story are not earned, but the director wants the audience to elicit any kind of emotion. For example, when Jin and Rong break up, the music swells up, but the audience never really feel any attachment since their relationship happens so fast. The CGI is passable, it never elevates the film nor distracts, since coming into the film the audience already knows it's a CG heavy affair. Of course, there are moments where it can be a bit wonky, but by and large it does its job. I'm only speculating, but maybe there was a lot more shot for the film that was cut to fit the ideal runtime for our cinema screens. It feels like so many plot points start and then are resolved immediately. The film also feels like it's already planned for multiple sequels, since the main point of the story is not resolved. With so many big blockbuster films shown during the Chinese New Year, it's very hard to recommend The Legend of Condor.
天下之大，真是无奇不有。